Welcome to Good Morning Illini.
Today we're taking you through campus's latest news and hottest events.
From a look at campus's new blooms to a sneak peek at Illini student musicals, Mean Girls.
Plus an exciting conversation with the Urbana mayor as he comes upon his first year in office.
All right here on Good Morning Illini. Good Morning Illini, I'm Ashley Howitter.
And I'm Aaron Anastas. Welcome to your weekend.
Now, Aaron, I don't know about you, but all I've been seeing recently is about the Final Four, and the CU community came together to send off the Illini men's basketball team on Wednesday as they head on over to Indianapolis. The Illini are set to tip off tomorrow evening in the game that determines whether or not they advance to the finals. The community's excitement has been pretty hard to miss, especially with alma mater repping a Kylan Boswell jersey.
And you know, as spring weather mostly returns to campus, so does a springtime campus tradition that's been drawing students for almost 20 years. But it's not going to be sticking around for long. Our Claire McDaniel has more.
Just south of Far Par sits the Arboretum and Japan House, and once every year they get a special fluffy white visitor. Sakura are a type of Japanese cherry blossom that bloom every spring, and just in the last week, the blooming has begun. They've been delighting Illini since 2008 when the trees were donated to the Japan House for its 10th anniversary. You can stop by the Japan House in the next week to catch this fleeting spring beauty before it hides away for another year. For the latest updates, check out their Instagram at Japan House U of I.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful, Claire. Thank you. The sakura are absolutely lovely. While you're walking around Japan House, did you have kind of a favorite lookout point or a favorite spot that you got to take in all the beauty?
Oh my goodness, Aaron, it's so hard to choose just one spot. I don't know if you've ever been to the Japan House before, but there isn't a single spot there that's not beautiful. They even have there's a pond and they have this island-like hill in the middle of it, and you can enjoy sitting there and have amazing views of all of the cherry blossoms. So if you're listening out there, go and take advantage of this beautiful spot before these cherry blossoms hide away for another year.
Fantastic, Claire. You read my mind. That's my favorite spot too. Thank you.
Well, it's not only cherry blossom season, but also couch burning season. Here's how a certain leasing company is preventing a student-wide bonfire. You may be seeing a lot more empty porches on Oak Street. The commonly known area called Seniorland has been warned to remove all indoor-style couches from their porches. But why? Well, city officials are pushing leasing companies to tell residents to do away with any visible couches to prevent couch burning. And it all started with an email.
So I think we got the email when we were kind of all out of town. I think because it was on Thursday. I would say we were kind of surprised that they explicitly said oh, it's couch burning season. It was funny that they spelled that out for us.
She says that after seeing none of their neighbors taking their couches off, they didn't think much of it until their couch got removed for them. Where there used to be couches like this lining the streets in Seniorland, now many of them are gone. And city officials and leasing companies are stepping in before the students do.
They came around, they tagged all our houses that had furniture outside that wasn't outdoor rated furniture, which we don't have a problem with it. So we kind of sent some messages out to everybody, hey, you got to get this stuff back in the house or throw it away, whatever you guys want to do.
But city officials and leasing companies are just trying to prevent history from repeating itself.
It really got out of hand in 2023. There was a pretty significant fire in the middle of Seniorland, and that's when the claims really got put down. And it is a real danger to the communities.
And at the end of the day, both the leasing company and the city just want to keep everyone safe.
Have a good time, be safe, and we won't have any problems.
And now is the time to be a little more environmentally aware because it is Earth Month. And if you're having a hard time fitting all of your clothes in your closet and you want to support Mother Nature, we have just the thing for you. From April 6th to 17th, you can drop off any spare clothes for an Earth Month's clothing swap. You can donate any unwanted garments at the Illini Union Student Engagement Center, Siebel Center for Design, or the National Soybean Research Lab. If none of these locations works for you, the clothing swap itself will be taking donations during the event on April 18th.
And if something is not in use, maybe you need to turn off the juice. Illini Lights Out started as one of the events, but it's now a bigger movement. On several Friday evenings, the Lights Out brigades meet up to turn off as many lights as they can. Since the program's start, they've turned off over 300,000 light bulbs and saved over $50,000. Today at 5, you can get in on the action. ILO events start at the Language and Cultural Building and then fan out across campus, turning off lights. Volunteering takes an hour and a half and registration is required, even if you are part of an RSO. At the end of the night, all volunteers will get a treat for their hard work.
And now turning to a celebrity coming to campus. First, Wicked took over the world, and now it's taking over the Illini Union with a very special guest on the way. Marissa Bode is set to take center stage in the iRooms this Monday. She recently portrayed Nessa in the Wicked movie, and she's sharing her story, insights, and her visions of a more inclusive future. Send in a question for a chance to get an invite to the meet and greet.
And as the weather warms up, UIUC students are already looking ahead to the fall. Joining us now is Rain Robinson with one look at one of those courses.
Registration for the fall 2026 semester begins April 6th, and there is one course that is blending pop culture with academics.
From the outside, it looks like any other campus classroom, but a step inside Art J 301 and the ordinary disappears. For many students, manga is something they read for fun between classes. In the class, it's a dive into Japanese tradition that ends with them becoming the artists themselves.
Being able to learn how to draw, I didn't really expect that coming into it. I thought we'd mostly be like analyzing the actual work itself and doing more of the behind the scenes and seeing the interactions between the characters, but then we actually got to do hands-on work. For example, right now we're working on making a manga ourselves.
The course counts toward the non-Western Gen Ed requirement, treating these comics as serious literature and as a window into both Japanese culture and a broader global perspective. Students dive into the grammar of manga, how to pace a story, build visuals, and bring it all together.
Making their own manga with their team and working on the story, and then very importantly, seeing that final tangible finished product and getting to read it through. And of course we have a party at the end where we do the publication party where I click publish.
As fall 2026 registration begins this month, students may want to consider this course as an opportunity to explore the connection between a widely loved art form and a culture that continues to be better understood.
Now, Ryan, that class looks fascinating. Are you going to sign up for it?
Yeah, I took out all my gen eds, but I'm definitely going to take this course for fun.
Thank you, Ryan.
Of course.
And for our next story, we're taking a look at one of the university's newest clubs. Jam-packed with muscle madness, energetic entanglements, and most importantly, authentic arm wrestling.
No, this isn't WWE's Monday Night Raw. It's the Arm Wrestling Club meeting for their yearly super match at midnight to duke, duel, and determine a champion. From characters such as the renowned Slampire, who, as far as I've heard, only wrestles at night, to Gabrielle Van Helsing. This small club of 12 dedicated members brings so much energy that it can be hard to tell the clock is nearing 2 a.m. While these esteemed arm wrestlers have their own respective lores and character arcs, the club dances this line perfectly. By not taking themselves too seriously, they are able to elevate the inherent idiocracy of these personas to create not only a captivating showdown, but, in this reporter's professional opinion,
Begone, demon!
a hilarious one.
A lot of people think arm wrestling is a lot more bronze than brain. But that's not really the case.
When it comes to the club's vice president, he's been training for over a year and a half, even finding himself third in a professional arm wrestling tournament.
And you're kind of sliding back and pulling with you. Hook is like something that takes years and years to build up. It's something that some people have immediately, but usually 4 or 5 years to really get your inner elbow hook ready.
Brady and his friends have been trying to start an arm wrestling club for over a year and a half, but have had issues gaining traction until the club became affiliated with the university 6 months ago.
So it's pretty fun to just go out there and just have people walk up and just like, hey, you want to arm wrestle? Or they'll be like, yeah, can we arm wrestle you guys? It's like, what is this? So
with arm wrestling having regional, state, and national tournaments, the club is looking to foster some future competitors. As of now, the club has 4 members actively competing, and under the current leadership, they plan to expand this competitive edge through internal coaching, training together, And my personal favorite aspect, literally building character.
You know what, Mike? I think I might want to test my mettle out there as well. How can I get in the competition?
Well, the club meets every Thursday at their designated spot near the bookstore, but from what I've heard, Aaron, the club is actually hoping to find a skinny savant to build on those genetics. So if you want to catch their eye, I'd tone down the gun show.
Well, if I find a skinny savant, I'll let you know, Mike. Thank you so much. And, you know, something mean is coming to Mom's Weekend thanks to an Illini student musical coming up next.
Every day, we are here, turning classes into careers that change lives and research into solutions that save them. We are here, creating jobs, driving innovation, proving what's possible with purpose, passion, and creativity. We are here, serving our communities, working today for a stronger tomorrow for all. We are here.
Alrighty, everybody, it's time to get your dancing shoes on. ISM has one mean performance coming up. I'm here with Mean Girls director Marcello Gossang. Marcello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's great to have you in. Thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here.
So tell me a little bit about your involvement, what your role really entails for this whole production.
Yeah, so for this production of Mean Girls, I'm the director, so I'm in charge of directing the cast in terms of their blocking for all the scenes. And I also work very closely with the rest of the rehearsal staff, the vocal director and the choreographer, so we can create that cohesive show. And then also behind the scenes, working with the technical staff, like the set designers, to make a set that really embodies our production, and also the costumes and all of the other people involved behind the scenes.
Dang, sounds like a lot.
Yes.
That's a very respectable position. That sounds like a lot to kind of pack in your brain all at once. What is kind of a way that you find that you're able to make this a cohesive production with all the things going on?
Yeah, I think just keeping open communication between all parts of the production, making sure that everyone's always on the same page. We have one vision that we're all working towards together. I think that really helps to kind of bring everyone together and make it one cohesive show.
That's fantastic. And one thing I can imagine from Community, a little birdie told me that this is an organization for people who aren't specifically theater majors. How would you say that that kind of unique aspect of it draws people together?
Yeah, so yeah, very, very much so. You don't have to be involved in theater as like your major at all. It's open to anybody of all majors, all parts of campus. We have people from all majors and all parts of campus coming together on this, and so it's really special because it gives people an opportunity to pursue their passion for theater without necessarily it being their major. And I think it's really special in that way because it really brings us a greater sense of community when we have people of all different perspectives and experiences coming together.
100%. And would you say for you guys, how would you feel that Community kind of gives to the community, just all in general, especially speaking for kind of a university campus? How would you say that student theater gives back to that?
Yeah, I think student theater is really important because it gives students who aren't involved also an opportunity to come and see their fellow classmates doing something they're really passionate about. And I think that theater and the arts in general are really important to our culture because of how they bring people together from all walks of life, all experiences. And so I think that ISM is a really important part of the community, an important part of campus in making that happen.
100%. And so Mean Girls, I'm very excited you guys are doing this. It's one of my favorite musicals. What's been one of your favorite parts of just seeing all of this come together?
Yeah, my favorite part has been working with the cast and seeing their growth from the beginning of the production until now. We're going into Tech Week this week, so we're pretty much done with the actual building of the show and the rehearsing in that regard. So just seeing them grow from the beginning until now and seeing the show really come together, all of the actors really bringing more and more energy every night. It's been really fun.
That's so great to hear. And so now that you're entering kind of the final stages of prep, what are you guys focusing on now?
Yeah, so our last week of rehearsals is Tech Week, so we're focusing more on bringing in the sound team and the lighting team and the costumes and all of that other behind-the-scenes things to make the show come to life on the stage.
That's got to be so satisfying and fulfilling for you, just seeing all your work finally paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really fulfilling to see everything kind of come together, seeing my vision come to life on the stage. It's really amazing.
That's got to feel so amazing, Marcello. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, and I personally will be booking a seat for this show. I cannot wait to see it. And now we're going to give you guys a little sneak peek at the show. Ellen Jung, who plays Regina George, was here to perform World Burn, classic, from the show. Let's take a listen.
My name is Regina George, and I am a massive deal. I will grind you to sand beneath my Louboutin heel. This is what I get for helping someone lame fit in. KD Heron, enjoy your temporary win. My name is Regina George. Regina is a fugly cow. Hey, Katie, how you like me now? I wanna watch the world burn. I brought the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn and everyone get mean. I wanna watch the world burn. I got the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn and everyone get mean. Kitty, time to watch your back. Kitty, time to turn and cough. Because you took me down, but you didn't finish me off. My name is Regina George, and in case you're keeping score, Katie may have won the battle, but I will win the war for. I wanna watch the world burn. I brought the gasoline. I wanna make the world burn. And you can quote this. Whoa, whoa. I wanna watch the world burn. I got the gasoline. I wanna watch the world burn and everyone turn. Mean, mean, mean.
What an amazing performance. Next up, we are talking to someone who's the virtual opposite of Regina George, the head honcho of Urbana himself, Mayor Deshaun Williams. Stick around.
The College of Veterinary Medicine plays a unique role here at the University of Illinois. We've developed a series of 8-week practicums in which the academic training the students are receiving is blended with practical experiences with some of the experts that we have here at the college. In the Masters of Veterinary Science program, we're not only training people to think, we're also training them to do. The College of Veterinary Medicine plays a unique role here at the University of Illinois. We've developed.
When we work together, we achieve the extraordinary. Across the state, we're breaking down barriers and bringing people together. And we're developing solutions that ensure all communities benefit from the progress that innovation inspires. The University of Illinois system is leading the charge to co-create a brighter future for everyone. Let's achieve the extraordinary together.
For many students, Urbana is a home away from home, and we had the pleasure of talking to the leader of that community.
I'm here today to interview Urbana Mayor Deshaun Williams. Deshaun, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm well.
Good.
So my first question today is basically, since you've started your term, we've seen you a lot around the university, participating in different events. Why do you think it's important to be at this event, and what impact does it have on the university?
Yeah, I think it's very important, especially for, the students to understand that I'm their mayor too. No matter how short or long of a time they are here, they need to know and understand who's leading their city, so it's always been, a priority of mine to ensure that they, remain visible to me and they know who to call on, in the case that things are needed. I got to do trivia night, here last weekend, which was very fun. And it's just a matter of us, staying present, so.
Yeah. What do you think it matters to the students to be able to have this chance to connect with you and get to know their mayor?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times, especially when it comes to, our government officials and, just politics in general, folks can become untouchable in a sense. And I've always been one to, want to be amongst the people no matter where and what position, I hold. And this is just a part of that, just letting people know that I'm just like you, and I'm always accessible. So I'm always here.
Yeah. So what overall role do you think that the university plays in the general city of Urbana?
Yeah, the university plays a significant role. Obviously, having a large footprint, in the city of Urbana, it's extremely important that we not only strengthen our relationship and our partnership, but it's important that, the community knows, the dynamics between the two. So I've been blessed to, have built strong partnerships, with folks within the university, from the chancellor's office on down, and I'm just excited to continue that and build on that.
And the University of Illinois is known as a predominantly white institution, or PWI. What do you think it means to the students on campus to see the first Black Urbana mayor while they're in school here? Sure.
Again, it's just one of those things. It's a testament to our community, right? And understanding that, diversity, we live by that. We move through that, and just showing, again, that you can do and be anything. And there's no limitation to color, creed, or anything to that nature, that, again, we have a little bit of everything everywhere. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And how have different parts of your background influenced the way that you approach your role as mayor and connect with the community?
Yeah, I think that it's very important, for folks to understand that while I am in this space now, this hasn't always been the case, right? I've struggled, I've been in, some hard times. I, had a solid upbringing, but we had very difficult moments, at times as well. And just really, again, showing what's possible. It's a true testament to, to the way in which life can go, and I tell, a lot of our youth when they find themselves struggling, your story doesn't have to end the way it starts. You're fully in control of, what takes place. And this is just, again, testament to hard work and determination. You can accomplish anything.
Yeah. And so now looking back at your first year in office, what accomplishments would you say that you're most proud of?
I'm most proud of, the birth of collaboration, and the way in which we've gone about it. We've gotten our comprehensive plan passed, our alternative response task force passed. We're bringing the community engagement, team together. We brought a citywide financial literacy program, to the community that actually next week I'll be able to speak on in DC because of, the success of that program. So, we've brought a sense of what community can truly look like and what it feels like to be successful together, rather than having, silos. And I think that, just the way in which we are moving and the way in which I lead my team, it's to ensure that we're all understanding that we're in this together.
Yeah, and heading to DC, that sounds exciting.
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel looking back at these accomplishments, going on this trip? What does it mean to you personally?
If I'm being honest with you, we are moving so fast, and just moving forward that I've not had a real chance to look back on the things thus far. But I have an amazing team, around me, and none of this would be possible without them. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity. And, as I'm thinking about it, we were talking, you interviewed me, after the election, right after the election. And, we're a year in now, and understanding that now I got 3 more years at least to continue to move forward. So we're moving.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And so what has been your primary goal in your first year?
Yeah, my primary goal is to, again, be a bridge, to the community. I noticed very early on that, community members had lost hope and lost sight of, what it really looked like to believe in their government. Understanding that there are so many uncertainties, at the federal level, it's very important for me to, allow for people to understand that their local government is here to serve them and that we are, going to prioritize their well-being. So, a lot of this first year has been, us being involved in the community and us being, reachable, and for people to see and be able to speak with me at any given moment, to again understand that their local government is here to protect and serve them. So that's really the tone in which we're moving.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
Yes.
And just generally looking ahead, what are some of your plans and goals for the future going forward?
Yes, to stay consistent. One of the things, my city administrator always tells me is to ensure that I don't burn out, and while I can appreciate that, that tone, I don't foresee that taking place, so for us it's just to remain consistent and ensuring that we never stop learning and that we never stop listening to the very people that got us in this position. So we'll continue on that way.
All right, well, that's kind of all the questions I had for you today.
Awesome.
Was there anything else you'd like to add or anything we didn't touch on?
No, but I do want to say thank you. Thank you all for the opportunity, and again, grateful to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming in and once again showing your support for the university.
Of course.
We really
of course,
appreciate it.
Of course.
To stay updated with Mayor Deshaun Williams, check out his Instagram at Mayor Deshaun Williams. And if you're looking for some fun events happening soon, don't go anywhere. Up next, we'll give you some things to look forward to.
When we work together, we achieve the extraordinary. Across the state, we're breaking down barriers and bringing people together. And we're developing solutions that ensure all communities benefit from the progress that innovation inspires. The University of Illinois system is leading the charge to co-create a brighter future for everyone. Let's achieve the extraordinary together.
After hearing from our fearless Urbana leader, we know that he's always around. Here are some upcoming events that you may be lucky enough to catch the mayor at.
The Spurlock Museum opened its Unfinished Revolutions exhibit on Wednesday night, and it was quite the time. Sophia Vasilopoulos has more on how opening night went. Sophia?
Good morning, Ashley. The Unfinished Revolutions exhibit's opening occurred from 5 to 8 p.m. It had several refreshments and local artist Paul Kothemeyer playing protest music. But the main attraction was the artwork that focused on liberty, equality, and justice. The artwork at the exhibit presents the struggle to define freedom in the U.S. since the Revolutionary era. Since then, people throughout history have addressed injustices through grassroots organizing, protesting, and resistance. The exhibit presents several viewpoints of people whose perspectives define what it was like living through eras where freedom was the main focus. Some of the art pieces presenting people's experiences with this are photos from recent protests and wars.
That's incredible, Sophia. What was your favorite part about that exhibit? I mean, there's a lot to take in there, and it's a huge deal.
I think one of my favorite parts about the exhibit was the amount of people that showed up to the exhibit itself, because it shows that even though that we are in a country where freedom is a fundamental right, it really does show that a lot of people are interested in seeing what freedom has been like throughout history from so many different perspectives.
Thank you, Sophia. And if you couldn't make it to opening on Wednesday, you're still in luck. The exhibit will continue to be open until November 8th. For more information, check out the Spurlock Museum's website.
Do you love books? Do you have a passion for creation? The 20th Annual Edible Book Festival is tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning. It's at the Common Ground Food Co-op in Urbana. Book and food lovers, along with book artists, celebrate culture and the arts. You can make an edible book that will appear in the Edible Book Festival Gallery. It's a fundraising event where you can support the Wesley Food Pantry. You can go to the University of Illinois Library event website to register on the event page.
Now, next week's GMI is going to be a little different. We're ditching the studio and coming to you live from the Engineering Quad to give you a look at Engineering Open House. We'll have demonstrations and live interviews with everyone working to make this happen. We can't wait to see you there.
And you know, well, until then, don't you guys forget to make it
a good morning, Illini.